YouTube, how are you guys doing? Welcome on this new video for my channel about Just Dance, where we're gonna try to debunk some of the myths that exist on the controllers, and especially today on the Nintendo Switch controllers. Just Dance controller myths are: can you score just perfect by just shaking the controller? Or is it easier to score because you just have to move one arm and not the entire body? I know these are some questions that some of you ask me. Well, not my core fans, but some people are like, but it's easier to play on Switch, you just have to move one hand. Or
me, I'm always winning because I'm just shaking the controller and it gives me full perfect.
And I'm like, I hate you. You're spreading misinformations on Just Dance. I think the result of today, hopefully, is gonna prove that you really need to try your best to do the best score. Usually, I play on Xbox and I can pretty easily do 13K scores. And on Switch, I'm not a bad player, even if it's been some time since I really played a lot on Switch. But last time there was a Just Dance World Cup, I qualified for the French final by being the #1 female worldwide on Switch.
Damn!
So I'm not a bad Switch player when I really want to try, which hasn't been the case for a few years, given that the last Just Dance World Cup was in 2019. But anyway, today we're gonna do the video exclusively on the Nintendo Switch controller. I'm gonna try to just shake it. I'm gonna try to use the right hand controller, and I'm also gonna try to use the left hand controller, because sometimes people think that one of these controllers is more efficient than the other. We're gonna test that today. The test is not gonna rely just on one specific song that can be coded a bit weirdly. We're gonna dance every time on two songs. Two songs with the right one and two songs with the left one. And then we're gonna make an average of both. Just to be clear, during the entire stream/video, we're not gonna do the same songs over and over again, just because it's not fun. If we wanted to do a very scientific test, I guess we should do the same songs for every test, like right-handed, left-handed. But it's just, it's not fun. So we're just gonna switch songs, and we're gonna switch songs on Switch. Oh dear. It's gonna be more fun. And I think the fact that I'm seated should have no impact, because you just have technically to move one arm. So I cannot dance standing because I'm still hurt, but it should not affect my possibility of doing this one arm correctly. And one last thing, we're not gonna try for me to have the controller in the left hand, because I think that's really dumb. I know maybe some of you are left-handed. I'm not saying that being left-handed is being stupid, right? This is not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the game was coded to be played on the right hand, so not gonna try it with the left hand because, you know, feels dumb. We're gonna start with two songs of me just shaking the controller. I'm gonna do this test with the right hand controller. And let's go for level up. Shaking test #1.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's go. I gotta go move. I didn't get the other one. No, my shaking is not working. I think we chose a choreo that has some shaking in it, like just shaking the control. So it's pretty appropriated for whatever I wanted to do. What? 5 stars! I don't know if I'm happy or if I'm... Final score is 10,317 points. I think that choreo had some moves that were really just bumping, eventually shaken in the choreo. So whatever I was doing was pretty appropriate and was looking like the map a bit. So I think we really chose a song that was kind of on point for just shaking the controller. But it's just song 1 out of 2. We're gonna do another song just shaking the controller. Okay, we're gonna try Human. So a complete different song, which is really quieter, which doesn't have any shaking, any hard movements, any big beat. I represent all the couch players from the Saturday nights that were just too lazy to try to dance, but still wanted to play and to be better than the people dancing. Let's dance. Oh, that's hard to score. Oh my god. The result is not the same at all. Can I have a 3rd star? Not even, I guess. Oh my god, 2 stars! I think I represented well the people that had no idea what they were doing on the couch. 5,281 points. If we do the average of both of them, what does it do?
7,799.
Okay, so 7,000, it's a score of 3 stars on Just Dance. So our average on just shaking the Joy-Con, 7,000, I think it's fair enough for just moving the controller around and not really knowing what you're doing. We're gonna proceed on the next step, which is trying to do the actual dances correctly as much as I can, having no legs, by testing the right controller. So this is the controller that's going on the right of your Switch. And we're gonna see what scores I'm getting. Okay, let's begin by TGIF then. Why am I getting okays? Gosh, this controller is demanding. Every single little tiny mistake is like, okay, you're getting a good. Come on, Megastar, come on. Yes! I don't know if it's a 30K, but that's at least a Megastar. 12,705. Woo! First impression, first thing I want to say. Yeah, okay, I'm just dancing with my arms, but it's still super tiring. It doesn't feel easy at all for the simple reason that you still have to give yourself a lot, even if you're just dancing with the upper half of your body. And second reason, because every time I was not doing the exact correct angle, like if I was doing this instead of doing this, for example, you know, like just this, even though like, you know, the movement between this and this, there's not a lot of difference, right? I felt like the console was like, this is not how you do it. You do it like this, you don't do it like this. And if I was to do this little difference on a camera, for example, on the Kinect, it wouldn't matter. Here, the tiny little angles seems to be very important for the scoring, which seems to say that the scoring is very accurate, but then I still have the sensation it makes it a bit more difficult. So we're gonna confirm this sensation with another song. It's not the one that I know the best. So some of the points that are missing, maybe because of me. Because I could have done it better if I would know it even better, technically speaking. 12,249 points. What's the average of the 2 songs that I did with the right controller playing correctly?
12,477.
For me, there's really a huge difference between the consoles that you're most playing with. If you're gonna play on Switch every single time, you're gonna have a level of detail and technicality appropriated for the Switch, and I think you're gonna get better. So me being a usual Kinect player these last years, I think 12,400 for like my first time playing on Switch on Just Dance 2022 is accurate. And we already proved that by dancing it correctly, you have a better score than by just shaking the controller. Even on a song that was easy to score by shaking the controller, which was Level Up, I still made better scores by trying to dance more accurately. Sorry, couch players, but you're not the kings anymore. Then you're not the kings and queens. You have to dance to get a good score. Next part of the test is to try the left controller. So the one that's on your left when you have the Switch. Some people say that it scores less than the right controller. We're gonna see that, dancing 2 songs, making an average, and see if the average is lower on the left controller. I didn't get the go move, even though I was in position! No! Don't go yet. Superstar! Score of 11,469. I feel like I knew this song as much as I knew Build Up, Babe. So my score is way lower. For the next song, we should do a song that I really know in all the details, so we can see how accurate is my scoring with the left controller. left controller scores less than the other controller. Because I didn't feel like I did anything wrong. That's so interesting. Okay, we've proved the point. Even with the left controller, you can still score way much when you actually dance than when you're just like shaking. I want to try quickly to re-dance one of the songs that I danced with the right controller. Okay, so how much was my score on this one? 12,700?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it was equivalent, honestly. I didn't felt any greater difference. Let's see. 12,683. My previous score was what?
12,705.
So a bit less, even though I trained the song because I did it like a few moments before. So I guess this confirms the theory, guys, that this left controller is a bit harder to score than the right controller. It's a slight difference. I don't really know if it's 100% like accurate. Like you can say, oh, the left controller is way worse because you know, you cannot get the same score every time you dance to a song. I guess if you have to choose between two controllers, you should maybe take the right one. Make your own conclusions, but maybe I would tend to be on the team that right controller is slightly better. I wanted to try an extreme. Behind the myth of, oh, scoring on the controller is way easier because you just have to move one arm. I'm a fervent believer that scoring extremes is harder on Switch for the main reason that I already stated previously, which is the Switch, you have to be super precise with it. So we're gonna do an extreme. I'm gonna have the right controller again to do this. And I wanted to try Pop Stars because that's the one I think I know the best. That's a megastar! 12,140. Two things about this. It's not an easy score to do on Xbox either, because when I didn't know the song, I couldn't megastar it on Xbox for sure. Now I knew the song, but the fact that I'm doing it seated, at some point when I have to do like big moves like this one with my arms, I was a bit disrupted by my legs and by being seated. So probably by standing, I would have made a few more points, and more than probably by being used to play on Switch way more and by rehearsing this song way more on Switch, I would be able to do a better score. I still believe, after doing all these tests, that you can shake the controller as much as you want. You're never gonna beat a player that knows exactly what they're doing, even sitting on a couch. And I still believe that for all the people that thinks, oh, Switch is way easier, you just have to move one arm, that's a no. I think the team of Just Dance made it way sure that you have to be very accurate on the way you're holding the controller and on the way that you are putting energy in your arm to give you a precise scoring. So my conclusion is that it's not easier to get a good average score on Switch. I think honestly it's the contrary. I think at least on the Kinect, that's the one I can talk the most about because that's the one I'm playing the most. It's easier to get an average good score on Kinect than on Switch. Then after that, just saying, Switch is very practical, even more for people who have disabilities that cannot stand, but that still want to have fun. It's a very precise way of dancing, and this will force you to really learn the details of the arms and the wrist and the hands of the coach to be very accurate to get a good score. So people that are having huge scores on Switch, they're actually really good. Maybe they're not doing the legs, but then they're doing the arms very, very good, because this thing won't allow any mistakes, won't allow any approximative thing. Props to the Switch players for doing awesome scores, because God knows, and now we know that it's really not easy to score with this one. I think that's gonna be my conclusion for today. We can all agree though that this controller is way better than the Wii controller, because half of the myth of the controllers are coming from the Wii, because the Wii was a system that was not as precise, not as evolved as the Joy-Con. It was really way more permissive for just the shaking around thing. And Just Dance was at its beginning when we were playing it on Wii, so it was not coded as precisely, I guess, as well. So they really did make a great improvement with the Joy-Con for sure, to kill the myth, to kill the infairness that was happening on Just Dance parties, with the people barely dancing and getting a better score than the people dancing. That's my conclusion on what happened with today's test on Nintendo Switch. Some Switch accessories exist. I already have a dance band, but some other accessories exist. I may do another video where I will test the different accessories and tell you if one is worth it, your money or not. Tell me if you would like that in the comments. I'll be reading all of them for sure. Chat says it, but please subscribe to the channel. Please, it do really help. Please put a thumbs up as well on the video if you liked it. Don't forget to catch me live, twitch.tv/thefairydeana. We're having fun live, and you don't have to wait to participate. Like, you can participate live, just like all these beautiful people on the chat. Other controllers exist to play Just Dance, such as smartphones, such as PS Move. So if you would like me to test the difference in scoring on these other controllers, leave a comment, raise your voice, say it. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you everybody as well for watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel and I'll see you soon for the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.